Hey guys, it's Anything Goes Gaming here, and today I'm trying a new type of video, which this kind of video is something I've never done before, so please bear with me as I work out of the kinks and hiccups throughout this video. And I'm going to apologize right now in advance for any mispronunciation for more than likely half of these games on this list. Without further ado, let's get into my opinion of the top 10 games coming out in 2019, but please do keep in mind that these games are not in any sort of order, they're just on the list randomly. These are 10 games that I'm very excited to see coming out relatively soon, all throughout of 2019. Some of them have solid release dates, some of them don't, but again, let's get into the list. So the first game on this list is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and it's set to have an initial release date of sometime during holiday of 2019, and is being made by the same company that made Titanfall 2, which is Respawn Entertainment, and will follow the story of a Padawan that survived Order 66 and has been separated from their master. The story of this game takes place sometimes after Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and will stick to the canon storytelling of Star Wars and actually follow the storyline rather than the story that had nothing to do with the Star Wars timeline, such as The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 did. It will have a dark and gritty single-player campaign with possibly no multiplayer aspect to it, so you might want to keep Battlefront 2, even though it's a bit of a money grab right now. Little is currently known about the state of the game or the exact path that it was followed. Most of that is speculation if it is dark and gritty or if it's only single-player, but we do for sure know that it takes place after Star Wars Episode 3. EA does state that it is coming out on holiday of 2019, but who knows if it will actually stick to that date or if it will be pushed back further, because we all know holiday of 2019 for some companies is very wishful thinking about a release date. So the second game on this list is Anthem, a game that everybody knows and a lot of people are highly anticipating. Anthem is a new IP that's being released by the masterminds who created the Mass Effect series, which is BioWare. Anthem is set to be released February 22nd, 2019, which hopefully there's no delays, but if there are, then something that a lot of people will be perfectly fine with, because I know a lot of people just want this game to be amazing and live up to the hype that it is surrounding it and has been surrounding it. Anthem is an online game. It's an open world RPG that many people have been comparing to Destiny. BioWare said it wanted to keep true to the way of storytelling, but the more that has been revealed about this game, the less it seems that way. With vast amounts of customization, 4 different classes to choose from, and to loot to grab, Destiny may truly have a run for its money finally. One feature that Anthem will offer that will help the loner audience, such as yours truly, Anthem's versions to raids will offer matchmaking, making it easier to find a team to complete the grind with, so you won't have to go on any LFG sites or bug friends. It's always going to be right there at your disposal. We have seen some Anthem gameplay, and from the looks of it, the world that we are set to explore is going to be a beautiful and diverse one, teeming with life and loot to grab.
Playstyle. The Ranger is balanced and all-purpose, while the Colossus is a tanking powerhouse.
Alright, let's see what's up here.
The world of Anthem is hostile, and threats can come from any direction. It's a dynamic world where the unexpected is around every corner.
I'm not sure we want to use all our supplies on this guy.
Yeah, he seems like a problem for another day.
The third game on this list is called Biomutant. Biomutant is set in a post-apocalyptic world, but not that you've seen in Fallout. This world is teeming with humanoid animals that roam the beautiful world that we said to explore. This is a very diverse and colorful world, something that we haven't seen in very many games that have come before. Developer Experiment 101 describes it as a Kung Fu-esque fable. The weapons of the game range from a sword to a bow to pistols and rifles. And the key to this game is experimenting and to save the world, as it would be in any game. The tree of life in this world is dying and spreading the disease across the world, which is something that you're trying to fight against. And you have full customization of the character that you are set to play, which allows for many different ways to play the game, as well as to make the game really your own and make the character really your own. To me, this game kind of refines me as a newer and more refined version of iNinja, which is an older game made for the PS2, and Ratchet & Clank. The game offers a lot of customization and exploration in the massive world with multiple ways to traverse it, letting you climb up the sides of mountains, glide, run, roam, fly, and it just seems like an amazing game that's set to come out sometime in the middle of next year.
In and off to a bad start. Tribes are out for skronky scrap. Your Whiffblin is up next. A tribe tug-of-war, there. Bet you can do just that.
The fourth game on this list is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, and this is one of the games I was saying, pardon me for the mispronunciation, and it's set to release on March 22nd, 2019, is being produced by From Software, the same company that is responsible for the soul-crushing nightmare creation, make me tear every last strand of hair out of my head game Dark Souls. Few you may have heard of it. The game takes place in feudal Japan, and the game offers a more linear narrative compared to Dark Souls. The character that you play as has a single prosthetic arm that offers a wide variety of tools that will help you combat different enemies. The game doesn't have a specific playtime yet, but is said to be the same length as Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne. And the game you play as the personal guard of a prince of a long ancient clan to which he is the only survivor. Without getting into too many details, the game is a story of revenge and how to return honor to yourself. It looks like a very interesting game that has a solid release date of Q1 of next year. The next game on the list is someone that more than likely everybody has heard of, and the people who have been waiting for it have been waiting for this game for a very long time, and that game is Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the third primary installment in the Sora trilogy of the Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts 3 is set to release in Q1 of 2019, January 29th to be more specific, and it's coming after much anticipation and many delays, which is perfectly fine because we've got to make sure that this game is amazing. Kingdom Hearts 3 is being produced by Square Enix and will not require any new players to know what happened in the previous details. One concept that was important to them in the production of this game was making sure that both new players and returning players knew what was happening in the game, just some more than others. Obviously, the returning players are going to know a little bit more and have a little bit more of the backstory than those who are just now tuning into the game. Kingdom Hearts 3 will take you on an adventure across many different worlds and take players on many different adventures through the Disney worlds, such as 100 Acre Woods, Big Hero 6, and Frozen, just to name a few. So the sixth entry on this list is going to be Ghost of Tsushima. Like I said, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I do apologize again. But this game is being produced by Sucker Punch, the same company responsible for making the Infamous series, and does not yet have a proper release date, but is set to come out in sometime in 2019. You step into the shoes of a character named Jin, and the game puts you in a tough situation. Rather than being the aggressor in combat, the combat system makes you mainly focus on waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, waiting for your opponents to either open themselves up for attack or for you to sneak up on them and take them out before they even see you. Ghost of Tsushima also takes place in feudal Japan, but this time the year is 1274, the same year as the Mongols invaded the island of Tsushima. Like I said, I'm saying that wrong, and I do apologize. And this game focuses on protecting both yourself and the homeland, and this will add a very interesting concept to the game because rather than Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, with you being the aggressor in most of the combat from what I've seen in that game, this is really having you take a step back from that and waiting for the opportunity to strike, or making the opportunity yourself by sneaking around and still having to wait for the perfect opportunity, which will make it a very interesting game and put you in more of a melee stealth role, which is something that we haven't seen in games all too recently.
Are they?
enough! What's next, samurai? Shameg, Artsan Gesh Podosh Batsium! Ni Torquai Minich! Samurai! Los geht's!
So the seventh entry on this list is The Division 2, and The Division 2 is set to release on March 15th, 2019, so as you can see we're seeing a lot of Q1 releases for the games that we know of so far, and it's going to follow up The Division, which was released back in 2016. This time, rather than exploring New York City, this time around you'll be exploring a post-apocalyptic Washington, D.C. It will follow a similar storyline in the open-world RPG feel that The Division 1 had. A lot of loot and shoot, but as long as there's more content than there was in the first game, then there's nothing wrong with that. The lack of content at the beginning of Division 1 was something that Ubisoft has addressed and promises that there's going to be more content at launch and relatively shortly after post-launch of the game to keep players entertained and to make sure that the longevity of their game is something that is very important to them. Metro Exodus is the third installment in the Metro series and also the next game on our list, and is set to come out February 22nd of 2019. The game is set in Moscow, Russia after a nuclear war, with the player stepping into the shoes of Artyom. Like I said, I'm saying that wrong and I apologize. Once again, you're looking for a way out of the underground metro system in Moscow, looking for a better life. Rather than linear storytelling at the first two games being stuck in the metro system, Exodus will combine a linear storytelling and a more exploration-friendly version of the narrative, allowing for there more to be just the main story to be told. This is the first time in the series that you have stepped foot out of the metro system in Moscow, and it is allowing them to be a lot more creative with the storytelling and the level design rather than what they have done in the past.
His church and rescued two of their prisoners. Players must find their way back to Miller and the Spartans, and can choose a number of different methods with which to escape. As with any Metro title, Exodus places the onus on the player to choose how they progress. It's possible to play this entire level without killing a single human being, or if subtlety isn't your style, you can adopt a take-no-prisoners approach. Regardless of ethics and playstyle, however, there will always be a need to infiltrate areas with a level of discretion. Stealth, therefore, plays a significant role in Metro Exodus. With the ability to modify weapons in the field, players can customize their setup depending on the situation at hand. The flexible Kalash can quickly transform from long-range to close-quarters configuration, and with the right upgrades, the basic 3-shot revolver can be turned into a silenced, 6-chambered, and deadly accurate handgun. Crouching and sticking to the shadows will reduce your chances of being discovered by enemies. The blue stealth indicator on your wrist will glow when you're at risk of being seen. Interacting with the environment around you is also key. Extinguishing torches and creating a distraction by throwing tin cans to confuse enemies as to your whereabouts, allowing you to get close and execute a silent kill.
The ninth game on this list is a new IP being in production from Ubisoft called Skull and Bones, and it has a release date for sometime in 2019. Skull and Bones is building off of what Assassin's Creed Black Flag did so well, which is naval combat. And rather than just adding a pirate aspect to Assassin's Creed, a new game is being built from the ground up, just keeping the naval combat from Assassin's Creed close to heart, making sure that it's one of the aspects that it gets right. In the game, you'll be the own captain of your highly customizable ship and set sail through both a single-player campaign as well as multiplayer adventures, getting new items for your ship and for your character as well.
As fate would have it, the tide turned in our favor again. A new wind was at our backs, blowing us straight to heaven. In our new...
So the 10th and final game on this list is a game that everyone has heard of more than likely, and is Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 is the third installment, obviously, in the Crackdown series, and has faced a lot of hard times since the first announcement at E3 2014. It has faced many delays, but now has a set release date of February 15th, 2019, to make sure that your loved ones feel truly important the day before you slip into the state of non-existence, as this game has faced many cancellation rumors and just production being halted. It's finally coming out, and hopefully they're able to stick to that date. The game will offer an offline single player and a fully destructible environment in multiplayer. The player can mangle as they please. All that we know so far about the story is that it is a non-linear open-world game. Besides that, Microsoft is keeping their lips sealed about any other aspects of the game because they do want it to be a surprise, especially after so long of a wait.
And the most powerful weapon of all, me. And then I roll out like a boss. I can push off fools, pull up the side of a building, or even bust out my very own tank. Oh yeah. Boom, shakalaka!
Alright, well that was it for the video. I hope that everyone enjoyed it. And like I said, this is my first time doing a video like this, so I apologize for any kinks that were in the video. Please do bear with me, as I hope to do videos like this in the future, and they might go a little bit smoother. As I said before, these are just my opinions for some of the upcoming games of 2019 and are listed in no order whatsoever. If you did like the video, please make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I always post on there when I upload a new video. And let me know down in the comment section below what games that you guys are looking forward to in 2019. Until next time, this is Anything Goes Gaming, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Everything, but you'll always stay close to my heart.